everyone, I'm Trey Rich and you're watching The Buzz. On today's show, we have Payton Moormeier back to tell us about his new single, Nevermind. Then we have the greeting committee give us details on their cameo performance on Netflix's All the Boys, Always and Forever. And in our artist spotlight, we have Bailey Bryan. We have a lot of cool music to bring you, so let's get this party started!
Hi, my name's Payton Moormeier, and let's get buzzed.
First up, we have singer-songwriter and viral creator Payton Moormeier, who just released his new single Nevermind last Friday. He also has a brand new record deal and is giving back with his Payton's Artist and Youth Scholarship. We have him via Zoom to give us all the details, so let's take a look.
What's up, guys? I'm Payton Moormeier. I make music and I do stuff on social media like TikToks and Instagram and everything. So, yeah.
Hard to tell if you're okay, I'm not around. Life's a mess, some shit I just can't figure out. You would never want to get it.
Right. I think it was really just because, like, there was nothing going on, like, outside of, you know, work and, like, everything else. There was no, like, distractions, you know? Like, I was locked in, I was set. And, yeah, it was, like, Airbnb is studio. And Airbnb studio. So it was just like, there wasn't a lot of time or like, what's the word? There wasn't a lot of like free space and openness to go do like random stuff. So I was like really locked in, especially towards the end of the year for sure. You know, there's obviously this huge pandemic going on that's messing up the world, but you know, if people can listen to my music and, you know, take a break from all that harsh reality, then yeah. Amazing. Actually, just like to touch on the scholarship real quick. I think it's extended for an extra week now.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's the Artist and Youth Scholarship. And yeah, I started it because I was independent for over a year, you know, releasing music, and it's not cheap at all. Equipment's expensive, studio time's expensive, you know, getting songs mixed is expensive, and like not everybody has the funds to do that. So like any way that I could start something to help give back to other independent artists that are trying to do the same thing I'm doing, yeah, that's basically the goal of the whole thing. So yeah, the Artist and You Scholarship, that's it.
Fuck that, I bought it. Say you hate me, always blame me from the start. You just play me, and your game set me apart. This is what it's like to be a passenger that can't control the ride, to be a person that's been sitting on the side.
Nevermind was a very like collaborative writing process. I was in the studio with a couple other people, and that was just like a song that we worked on together. But like Habits is a song that like I just wrote in my room and then brought it to the studio. Same Love Letter. I just had guitar chords for that, but yeah, brought that to the studio, wrote it and stuff like that. But yeah, I like to write in my room more actually, because there's not like, sometimes I feel like when I'm writing and like I want to say certain things, I get like not like scared, but like nervous to say stuff like around other people that are writing, because I don't want them to like look at me and be like, yo, what'd you just say? Like, you know. So yeah, that's that. I'd say that like songs that I make in my room come out a lot different. It's like 100% the creativity going on in my brain. You know, most of the time we'll get in the studio, like for a song like Nevermind. I was working with some really talented musicians. So like half of it, it's like, it is my project and it's my creative direction, but it's like, you know, when I have all these other people who have years and years of experience in this stuff, it's like sometimes their word, it's like I just listen to it over, you know, any ideas I have. But when I'm in my room and I'm like locked in, that's like anything I want to do, I'm just throwing in there. I'm throwing like, I don't know, random noises. I've been really into like speeches and sampling like 1970s speeches. That's been my thing recently. Thankfully, I have a lot of, you know, creative control over what's going on. And that was one of like the big things with me and like signing to a label, because me and conversations with labels have been going on since I dropped Love Letter. You know, and it's always sadly ended up the same way. It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to give up my music, you know? And yeah, so AWOL has just been amazing so far, and yeah, worked out a really great deal with them. But yeah, no, it's definitely a little nerve-wracking, because it's like, you know, that's my career, that's my project, and you know, we did at first, like, doing it independently was the risk. It was like, oh, you know, this could be a problem if, you know, we don't sign like now, you know, like, because in a year you don't know where I'm gonna be. But yeah, it worked out. So now I feel like it's just like the right move. Like right now is the right move for the label for me. So I think Nevermind was my fourth or fifth song. So it's now I'm getting to a point where I feel like I just like I'm starting to need that extra boost, and I'm starting to need that, like, those resources and everything like that. And like, you can only, like, obviously, you know, you could stay independent your whole career. Like it's really up to you. It's not like a thing that you have to sign to a label. It's just at this point in my career, with my resources that I have in North Carolina, it was like, okay, this is the time where it's like, you know, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna lock down to this, and yeah, help my career in my eyes. I just had a conversation today about, you know, looking into live stream concerts, stuff like that, just because like tours and shows like aren't really looking good for 2021. So like that's definitely a thing I really want to do. There hasn't been anything like right now like in the works going on, but yeah, I mean, definitely a lot more music is coming. I have a lot of songs kind of sitting on my phone right now, so yeah, we got the game plan kind of working out right now, and yeah, more music and more music videos, and yeah, hopefully live concert, like live streaming concerts and stuff like that soon. On Instagram and every social media, it's Payton Moormeier, or Payton on TikTok, Payton on Snapchat. But for the music, for the good stuff, that's Payton on Spotify, Payton on Apple Music, Payton on every streaming platform. So yeah.
Nevermind is out now on all streaming platforms. Up next, we have the Greeting Committee, so don't go anywhere. The Greeting Committee hails from Kansas City, Missouri, and has gained over 35 million streams on their singles This Is It, and I'm Afraid, Not Angry. Most recently, they landed not one, but 3 songs in Netflix's To All the Boys, Always and Forever movie. We have Addie, Brandon, Pierce, and Austin up next to give us all the details. Let's take a look.
We're the Greeting Committee. I'm Addie.
I'm Brandon. I'm Austin. I'm Pierce.
And it sounded like a sign. Will you be mine? Beginning, my middle, my end. Will you be mine? Beginning, my middle, my end. Will you be mine? Beginning, my middle, my end. Will you be mine? 5 years later and I'm still yours. 10 years later and I'm still yours. 50 years later and I'm still yours. Beginning.
I know that Brandon and I, whether or not we were in this band, we were going to chase music one way or another. I did music on my own, and then I met Brandon and got him involved, and he got Austin and Pierce involved from there. And we played our school talent show, and we won that. I don't know if we thought we would win that or not, but that was like a nice feeling. And then pretty shortly after, we released our first EP titled It's Not All That Bad. And our manager sent it to the program director for the alternative music radio station in Kansas City that was known as 96.5 The Buzz. And they played it on air, and everyone in Kansas City just had an amazing reaction. It was getting attention on Shazam, which at that point alerted a lot of labels, and we started getting Facebook messages and DMs, and suddenly we had eyes on us. And so I think we didn't even necessarily have a choice. We were just like, this is what we're doing.
Inside my head, they were choking on medicine to cure themselves. doesn't exist while I was peeling my old skin. Rip me out again.
I think our sound really originates from our disagreements, honestly. I think we've all got very different opinions. We've definitely got common ground, and a lot of that common ground is just loving music in general. But there's this weird balance of, you know, typically Brandon and I are more outspoken, not necessarily more opinionated, and it kind of lines up where Austin hops on board with Brandon on an opinion, and Pierce and I kind of align more.
This is the divide, right?
Yeah,
here.
right here. and from there, we just kind of battle it out, and we've learned how to do so in a more respectful way as time goes on. You know, we met at 15 and 16, so that's like difficult to navigate. But I think that's kind of where the sound comes from, is that battle.
There it goes, another thought I can let go. My God, there it is, he's saying I'm too young for this.
I think we got a phone call, and it was like, you really quickly need to cover this song. I remember I had to send a voice memo over, and then from there it was just a back and forth of, can you try this, can you try that? And then we were confirmed for studio time in Kansas City to go really record it, and that was Beginning, Middle, and End by Leah Noble. And I think it was like a week later we were on a plane to New York City, or it was some really quick turnaround to go actually film the movie. And we were only there for like 36 hours. And it was, you showed up, you waited, and then you filmed overnight. We filmed from like 11 in the evening to like 5 or 6 in the morning. You have to take advantage of the dark sky. So it was really crazy and cool and very surreal. I think we just fit the
indie vibe.
Yeah, the NYU rooftop party vibe, and so we got to be a part of it, and it was just the coolest experience. But I'm not sure fully what was going on because it happened so quickly. We're working on our second full-length album, so we're trying to put out music. I think we're pretty close to heading into the studio, which is really exciting, and that's our goal, is to get more music out for our new fans that are now here because of To All the Boys, and to our fans that have been with us the whole time. But we didn't write Beginning, Middle, and End, which is the song that Leah wrote that we were able to cover in the movie. So I think even if we wanted to, it's just not ours.
I think we're in a good spot now because we are pretty much have the whole second album written, so there's no really going back. So
Yeah, that's true.
we're kind of stuck where we're at with the songs we've written. And I think there are some of the more beginning, middle, and end with a couple of the songs that we've written. But other than that, we're kind of stuck where we're at right now.
Our Instagram and our Twitter is @the GC Band. And then if you just type in the Greeting Committee on Google, you should be able to find us pretty much everywhere else.
Hey, friends. Cool. Your friends on party? Get your shoes.
A few mistakes and our what we built together.
We're the Greeting Committee, and you've just been buzzed.
To All the Boys, Always and Forever is on Netflix right now, so don't forget to check that out. And don't go anywhere, we have the self-proclaimed sensitive bad bitch herself, Bailey Bryan, up next in our Artist Spotlight. Nashville singer-songwriter Bailey Bryan isn't afraid to let go of the relationships and emotional baggage in her music, and has become an unapologetic emotional bad bitch in the process. We have her up next to take us on her emotional self-discovery. Let's take a look.
People would ask me to describe, like, so what kind of music do you make? And technically, I guess you'd call it like pop R&B, but I think the creative of everything I do is really driven by like what I'm actually saying in the songs and the emotion behind it. And like, I like to make music that's like empowering, like for like independent women who don't need a man, and like we're getting the bag and we're like out here. But I also cry a lot, and I also am like really inspired by like being a super emotional person, and so I wanted to kind of create a category for my music that like embodies both sides. Hi, I'm Bailey Bryan. I'm a singer-songwriter and I make sensitive bad bitch music.
So tell me why you thinking you can come around me with all this different, always switching energy. It's childish and tiring to say the least. Then you act all innocent, like ooh, you wanna ride the wave with me. Ooh, you wanna spend the day with me. Ooh, but then don't text me till it's time to fall asleep. Boy, you don't see you play yourself when you play with me.
The visuals are really important to me. I'm just like I'm a visual person. Like when I write a song or I'm working on it in the studio, I can kind of see like the visual for it forming as the song is forming. It just kind of goes hand in hand with me. So pretty much every time we're getting ready to release a song, like I go to my team and I'm like, I have a video idea. Can I do it? And usually they let me do it if it's a good idea. So yeah, that's definitely just like a part of the process.
Hey Alexa, play me the song of the day.
Song of the day. Since the release of her debut single, Own It, Bailey Bryan has been turning heads with her blend of country and pop with touches of R&B and hip-hop. Now she's back with a new single out this week. Here's Fresh Start.
Ooh, thank you, Amazon Music.
I was planning on releasing music throughout the year anyway. Like that was the plan. We had release dates in place and it was less a question of like, oh, can we put stuff out now? And it was more like, how do we shift the promotion and the conversation around the music to like kind of fit the time that we're living in now? So it wasn't so much like, oh, can we do this? It was just like, all right, how do we do this? And I have a lot of creative people around me who thankfully weren't like deterred by what was going on. It was more just like, all right, let's pivot.
Yourself when you play with me. Tell me my feelings, but I'll be alright. I know how to heal until we take. Staring at the ceiling, you'll be up at night. Could've had a real one.
You know, the whole sensitive bad bitch music thing, I feel like Play With Me is very much like the extent of like, it's heavy on the bad bitch as far as like the music that I put out. And the song, the original version kind of started getting a lot of traction recently because I posted a TikTok where I was crying about a boy. And it was, this girl posted a TikTok, she was in her car and she was like, if you're sad about a stupid boy, put on Play With Me by Bailey Bryan and remember who the fuck you are. And my manager sent this TikTok to me when I was like crying in bed because I was going through a breakup, like literally in tears. I see this TikTok, I'm like, well, that's ironic because I am sad about a boy. So I like duetted it. I posted it while I was still crying because I was like, this is too ironic to not take advantage of this moment. And that's when the song started to blow up, it was just cool because it like gave it a lot more meaning for me. The song became like, I was feeling empowered like by my own lyrics because she was telling me to listen to it. Anyway, that whole kind of experience with the song getting traction from me, like being really vulnerable about what I was going through and the fact that I like wasn't feeling the confidence that the song was talking about at the moment, made me want to make a version of it that kind of like matched the place that I'm at now, which is like the song has more meaning because I need to hear those lyrics right now. And like, do I still believe like you play yourself when you play with me? Like, absolutely. But I'm also kind of in my feels. So I just wanted to make a version that like reflected that, the way that feels. For me, if I put any like specific details in my songs, like I have one song where I'm talking about like this dude moved to Sacramento and I'm like, baby, what do you think I'm gonna do in Sacramento? That's because he moved to Sacramento and he wanted me to come visit him and I was like, I don't have the time. Like, if I'm saying anything like that, like that's real. I don't put like details in my song just to put them in there, but like I will sometimes take certain emotions, like one feeling I had, and turn it into a whole song where it makes it seem like, oh shoot, she's like really feeling this. And it's like, well, I maybe felt that for like 2 minutes, but it felt like a good thing to write about and expand on.
Man,
I swear you got a radar. It goes off when I start moving on. Could be a liar with a snake heart, but still an angel, I'm unstable when you turn me on.
I'm actually like a really big late night TV fan anyway, so that's been like a specific goal of mine to kind of get into that world. So it was awesome. It was an interesting experience, you know, filming it remotely and kind of like just doing it like any other content piece I've ever done, but then knowing like this is going to go up on Colbert's YouTube. It added some like weight to it for me, for sure. It's so crazy because I'm only 23 and I'm getting to do this, and I think, which I still have such a long way to go. The late night thing is one, you know, you look at it and you're like, oh, that's kind of like a made it kind of moment, but I don't know. I never say anything like that, but just, I think about how you could probably look at that and be like, oh shit, like all of a sudden, like she just showed up on the pop scene and now she's on Colbert. Like, man, like another artist could be like, well, I've been working at it. Why haven't I gotten there? I've been in Nashville since I was like 15, releasing music, writing music, developing my sound. Like whenever you see stuff like that, like it always feels like overnight from the outside, but it's like, I'm only 23, but this has been like 8 years in the making.
We're not gonna cry about it, just gonna put some wine about it. I'm gonna need some closure, but right now I need you closer. I waited my life to find it, and now it's just messed up timing. Promise me when it's over, you'll think of me when you're sober. When you're sober.
I'm getting ready to put out a whole entire like 9-song project. We've been doing, the project is going to be called Fresh Start, and we've been doing this thing leading up to it where we put out a fresh new single at the top of every single month. And we're going to put out 2 more of those, I believe, one next month and then the following. And then we're going to compile it all together with a couple of new ones and some interludes and maybe some features. And yeah, it'll be kind of like the culmination of the music I've been releasing this year.
Just like everybody else, I don't like being alone, so I was really happy to meet you. Other numbers in my phone. Okay, yeah, alright, well, there it is.
Oh, the interwebs. I'm Bailey Myown, BAILEYMYOWN on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and then you can just look up Bailey Bryan anywhere else, Facebook, YouTube, and I will come up. Right. Hi, my name is Bailey Bryan, and you've just been buzzed.
Sober is out now on all streaming platforms. That's all we have. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and double tap us on Instagram, all at @buzz_access. But before we go, like all of us, I'm sure you got the news that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are divorcing. We do wish both parties well, but also can't help to address the fact that mental health is a serious problem, and that if we don't get the help we need, then it doesn't just hurt you. It hurts the people around you that love you and care for you. So all I'm saying is if you feel stressed out or you know someone who's going through mental issues, please reach out and talk to someone. I'm Trey Rich. Love and light to you all.
We're not gonna cry about it, just gonna put some wine about it. I'm gonna need some closure, but right now I need you closer. I waited my life to find it, and now it's just messed up timing. Promise me when it's over, you'll think of me when you're sober. When you're sober.
For more stories and extended clips, go to thebuzzallaccess.com. I'm Trey Rich, and you've just been buzzed.